What's up with it, family? It's your boy ASAP the Thriller here, back at it again with another video. Now, fam, I'm excited. I'm excited today to be putting together this video, showing y'all how to find plots of land and how to evaluate that land, right? And listen, family, it's important to know how to evaluate land, or at least to kind of do some surface level research on any piece of land before you even put gas in your car, driving around from the east side to the west side, to the north side, to the south side, all over town, scouting out these different plots of land, family. Like anytime you decide to get into the market for land, it's important to know how to do this research. And what's crazy is most people don't even know how to do this research. Most people just buy plots of land. And a lot of times people just get lucky, but it'll be bad if you got unlucky and got you a plot of land that so happened to be in the flood zone and you planned on building your house there, right? Or you ended up or you planned on building some type of multifamily units and your flood insurance is super high now, right? So it's just good to kind of know these things. And listen, family, we got to really understand, like, knowing these types of things, like knowing how to evaluate these lots, is important because it can save you money, not only on, like flood zone insurance and stuff like that, but it can also save you money with the construction, right? Like if the soil is bad, for instance, this is one scenario. If the soil was bad, you might have to dig deeper for the foundation. You might have to pier it. You might have to have a pier and beam system because the soil was bad, versus you been able to get away with building you a house on a slab foundation. You know what I'm saying? Which is a whole lot cheaper. It's a whole lot cheaper to go with a slab foundation. And you can build a strong house on a slab too. But, depending on the soil type, you might have to spend that extra money to pier it and to beam it versus going with the slab foundation. So that's why I'm saying it's important to kind of do some due diligence. And again, everything that I'm going to show you today, it's not going to tell you the whole story about any piece of land. Keep that in mind, family. This is just like these websites and this information I'm going to show you it's like in general. It's kind of like what you can expect based on the data that they have in their database, right? But no matter what, when it comes to evaluating the soil, you're going to still have to hire a geotechnical engineer so that he can tell you what that soil type is like. You know what I'm saying? And then that geotechnical engineer is going to send his information and his calculations over to the structural engineer. So no matter what, you still going to have to do that. But again, like I said, it'll give you a general idea. You know what I'm saying? That way you can know, like, damn, this is in the middle of a flood zone. Like, probably not. I'll probably go with the other one. But with that being said, fam, I'm already starting to ramble, but it's okay though. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all fool with me. Y'all been watching my videos and I'm putting this together especially for y'all. So fam, look, I'm gonna start off with a piece of land that I actually tried to go for this past year. Like, fam, I was trying to go for this lot this whole, actually it wasn't even this year. It was 2020. It was like 2019. Between 2019 and 2020, me and my wife was really trying to get this lot out here in Dallas, Texas, right? And you can see all I had to do was type in park and it popped up. So this is in Dallas. Now I'm gonna talk about this lot because I really don't even care about the lot. Even if this video ends up doing well and somebody else who watched this video decides to get this lot because I did the research for them, I'm letting y'all know ahead of time, fam. That's okay. I'm cool with it. There'll be a whole lot more opportunities, but I'm just going to use this for an example. So 1831 Park Road. So before I get started, I'm going to let y'all know what my plans was. For this particular lot, what I was going to do was I was going to build, my plan was to build 7 units on this particular piece of land. It was a lot of opportunity there. I like the zoning and everything, all the stars was aligning, right? And then it was pretty close to some other projects that my wife and I are invested in that we're putting up right now. So, we kind of targeting this particular area within a 2-mile radius. So with that being said, we tried to go for this lot, but at the last minute, the owner decided to hike up the price on us. So as you'll see, let me put this address in, fam. It's gonna give y'all a lot of information. So this right here is how they can easily trick you up sometimes. Like if you look right here at the type that it says, most people would just look at this and then they'll just stop right here. They'll look at it and be like, oh, that's zone commercial, right? And then they'll be absolutely wrong if you looked at this and you thought that this was a commercial lot, right? Now let's click on it. Let's click on it so we can get a little bit more information, right? Like I said, right off the top, you know, it got the address here, the city there, the name of the owner there, the value of the lot there, and then it says type. So most people would think that that was pertaining to the zoning, but that being commercial does not necessarily mean that it's a commercial lot, right? Um, Not in particular, right? So let's see right here. Now this sheet here, it has a little bit more information. It gives you more details on the lot, right? It gives you like the legal description and you know the improvements of the land, how much it was worth last year, and how much it's worth this year. It tells you who the owner is and how much percentage of ownership it is. Now, family, now that's important too. Just that little tidbit right there, because fam, a lot of times when you come to this page and you look at who the owner is, a lot of times when you see that the owner is a individual, like a person, you are more likely to be able to submit an offer to them and offer them some money and them sell you the lot versus if you look on this website and then the owner of the lot is, you know, Stars and Stripes LLC. If it's like a company, because a lot of times companies will be in the business of land banking. You know, they'll sell you the lot, but it'll be super duper overpriced. This is DallasCAD.org. Every county should have something particular like similar to this. Every county should have something similar to this. So it may not look exactly like this, but it will be similar, right? This website is really good for you to get a general idea of what the zoning may be, but it all not only that, but it also gives you the dimensions of the lot. So when you driving by and you don't know exactly how big a lot is, but you kind of like you driving by, you like, damn, I wonder if I can do this, this, and that. I wonder if I can build, you know, a 6 unit apartment complex or a 6 unit townhome complex. You don't really know whether or not it's big enough. It just looked like it's big enough to you, but it may or may not be. So it's good for you to get the dimensions here so you can know what you're working with, right? And then it also kind of tells you what the city appraiser is valuing the lot at. That's another important thing, especially when it comes to you putting together your negotiations. And this number can be super important when it comes to plots of land that people are not even selling in the first place. Now, before I move on and give y'all this next nugget, let me tell y'all this. Let me throw another little nugget in there real quick, man. So um, a lot of times when people are not even in thinking about selling a lot, right? If you get on here and you do your due diligence, if you just driving around looking for lots and you see lots that are just empty and bare and ain't nothing on them, right? And they don't have any for sale sign, right? Now, if they got a for sale sign, it's different. Those people are already in the market to sell, so that means that they already kind of know how much their pieces of land is worth, right? And they already got a general idea of how much they want to charge for the lot. But if you can get on here and you can find pieces of land that are empty and bare and nobody ain't no sign nowhere, like man, not a sign nowhere. You can actually get on here, do research, find out who the owner is. When you find out who the owner is, right? Get on here, find out who the owner is, get on Facebook. You know, back then they had phone books. Get on Facebook, send them a direct message. Use context clues to kind of figure out who the owner is because you might type in Mary Jane and then 5 different Mary Janes will pop up, right? Use your context clues and try to figure out who the owner is. And if you have to, you might have to DM 3 or 4 of them, and then 3 of them gonna be like, what are you talking about? And then the other one gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, I'll sell it to you. So family, it's really important for you to learn this, like for you to know what this website is, because it'll tell you who the owner is, how big the lot is, and a general idea of what you can build on it, or what the zoning is, a general idea, and then what the value of the lot is worth. Now, moving on. Now, listen. So here, now, this is like I said, a general idea of what the zoning is. That's important because right here, based on this, it just says Plan Development District, family. Now, what I learned from the guy who taught me everything that I know about looking up these lots and doing my due diligence on them is you got to verify it. Like, family, you have to get on that phone and you need to call them up and verify the information that you see on here as far as the zoning, right? That plan development, you got to call and verify it, right? And a lot of times you can even tell them what you plan on building there and they can give you either a yes or a no. But but again, we talking about how you can do this to scale. If you just evaluating plenty of lots and you don't have time to just be calling every single one, it's some things that you can do on your own. Now, I'm not sure what a website like this, like the GIS website, I'm not sure what this will be in every single city, but this is called a geospatial information system. I'm not sure if it's called the same in every city or every county. But if you do have something similar to this, just when you call them up, just ask them about it. The point of this website in particular is to give you specifics on what they would allow in particular zones, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on that address intersection tab, right? Then you're gonna type in the address. The address that I just used is 1831 Park. So clicking on that bad boy. Okay, so right here, you see it's giving you a little bit of information. It's telling you who the city council member is, which don't matter. The parcel, it can't find nothing for whatever reason, police and all this type of stuff. Okay, this is important right here. This is the most important part. The zoning is actually PD, meaning Plan Development 595, right? PD 595. So what you got to do is, if you don't know what that is, like, I mean, look, the easiest way for you to figure it out is to just Google it, right? And whatever city you in, it's gonna know what you're talking about. So let's see, uh, PD 595, right? Dallas. I should have said that. Okay, so you can already tell, fam. I had already clicked on it because it's highlighted in purple. So this right here is gonna give you specifics. Like, fam, look, this thing is 25 pages. Since we were building 7 units, what we were looking for was the instructions that they give for multifamily, right? So, fam, listen, like this right here is gonna take you down a whole nother rabbit hole. So let me just give you a real quick example. I'm not gonna go through it. I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna show you. So this right here is like I can keep reading, but it's not going. It's telling me right here, like where I need to go to find my information. For like in the event that I wanted to build a multifamily unit in the PD 595 zoning area, right? So I'm gonna take this section right here and I'm gonna do some more Google search, right? Now I'm taking y'all down the wormhole, but we ain't going all the way down. I'm just showing y'all like how deep this rabbit hole can go. And this rabbit hole is very, very important for you to go down if you actually planning on dropping some cash. Here, I typed it in, and again, I'm gonna click on this first link up here, which is the code library, right? And it has a whole bunch of Dallas City codes. Now, so like I said, it's a whole rabbit hole, right? I'm gonna have to go through it. I'm gonna have to find that particular code, and then I'm gonna have to read all of that. Now, we ain't doing all that. I'm just showing y'all how deep this thing can go. And when it comes to you doing that construction, if you do plan on doing construction or if you do plan on doing agriculture or whatever, you need to make sure you familiarize yourself with it so that you can learn the rules, so that you can learn the laws, so that you don't end up getting fined or your stuff torn down or whatever the repercussions are. You want to make sure you thoroughly understand it. All right, now, fam. The next thing we're gonna do is go to Google and type in web soil survey, right? No space. The reason we're gonna come here is so that we can know, we can just have a general idea of what type of foundation we can expect to have to build on it. And that's important because, like I said in the beginning of this video, uh, depending on the soil, the soil is gonna determine what type of foundation that you could possibly need, right? If you only have enough in your budget to build, to possibly do a slab foundation, But then come to find out, you're gonna have to peer and beam it. That could cost you an extra 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, 20,000, whatever, right? It could significantly increase your the cost of construction. So it's important for you to know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type in that same address, 1831 Park Road. Let's see what I find, right? Area of interest, view. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this is my area of interest right here, right? So now this is important right here. So before you can actually check out the data on the soil, you are going to need to highlight the area. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on this AOI, the polygon, or you can do the rectangle, right? So you're gonna take like the general, like kind of like the general area of the lot. Boom. Once you get that area, then you can come over here to the Soil Data Explorer, right? Then what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna look at building site development. Let's see if it's under here. So dwellings on concrete slab. You're gonna click on that tab right there, right? Since I clicked on that one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna view the rating for that particular piece of land. You can actually use this website for like anywhere in the country, right? All right, fam. So based on this area right here, this particular plot of land that I'm looking at, this is actually pretty good. Two things to keep it, well, actually, one thing to keep in mind. If it is green or yellow, then you should be good to go. You should be able to move forward with the next step in the process of you potentially getting this lot. If it's red, then it may be questionable. But if you feel strongly about that lot, then you just keep it in the back of your mind that you really want to make sure one of the first things you do is try to get you a geotechnical engineer out there. You might even want to pay a geotechnical engineer to go out there first to sample the soil. Like talk to the owner of the lot first. See if it's okay. If you can get an engineer out there to sample the soil to see if it's possible for you to build what you're trying to build, right? But if it's green or yellow, like again, this website is pretty accurate, but no matter what, you're gonna have to talk to that geotechnical engineer at some point in time if you plan on building on that lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to hear from him because this website could be off a little bit. This is like a general idea. I'm pretty sure they didn't go around the whole country and sample every piece of dirt, right? So this is a general idea. You know what I'm saying? So again, like after you get your plot of land and you see what the rating is and you see what color that they have on it, that they have it highlighted. If you want more information on what they have, the descriptions that they have, you can read all of this. You can go down this rabbit hole if you want to and read all of this. And the cool thing about this, fam, this is the rating for this is what they're rating if I was to build with a concrete slab, right? Concrete slab, no pier and beam foundation, right? But you could also, if you wanted to go with a pier and beam foundation, you can click on that too. Now the rating might be the same, you know. Um, so let's see what they rate if I was to. Oh, actually, see, that's green. So with a pier and beam foundation, they got this mug greened up. So that means a pier and beam foundation is ideal, right? So that's super important. So that's one of the things that you can do before you build, before you write anybody a check. Make sure you do this type of due diligence on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't express how important that is, fam. And then another thing that you can do. Now let me see if I can find it on the Dallas City website. I'm gonna go back here for a second, fam. What I want to do is I want to look for where they show the actual map, and then they might even tell you what They might even tell you what the flood zone is. So I had to go back to the DCAD website. What I wanted to do is I wanted to see if they would actually have any information on the flood zone, right? So I clicked on the map. Now I'm not sure whether or not this will work, because sometimes, like for whatever reason, these damn websites are so outdated. A lot of times they don't even work at all. So let's use the same address that I've been using all day. Let's see if this will pull up. Oh, okay. So it actually did pull up. It's working now. So again, so this is kind of zooming in and showing you exactly where my plot is, where the plot is that I was really trying to get. I didn't get it. Maybe I'll get it in the future if she decides to come to her senses, but she tripping. She taxing too much. Uh, so okay, so FEMA flood zones. This right here is important, fam. According to this, the flood zone is minimal risk, right? As you see right here, see when I uncheck that box, um, it goes away. But when I check that box, right, it pops up and it shows you area of minimal flood, right? It's zone X. In Dallas, it's called zone X, right? But I don't know what it might be called in whatever part of town you in. But that's so it's minimal flood zone, so I don't have to worry about floods. The land is pretty good as far as the soil seem to be okay. Now another thing that we need to look at is the topography. Let's see if I can find the topography. Right. Okay, you see the elevation right here. So this family is also something that's important, right? You see these numbers right here, how you got 8, 7, 6, or actually how you got 446, 448, 442, 443. Now, these are, I believe they're measured in feet above sea level. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is not like 448 and then 418, right? That would mean like it's like a 30-foot dip. You know what I'm saying? So that's important for the topography. You can pretty much look at this and see how many hills, how steep the hills are on that particular lot. And that's important to know because that might be added cost. If you plan on building like a house or something like that, you might have to pay uh, for a excavator to come out there and kind of flatten out and level out your plot of land. So that might be additional cost, right? So that's something else that you want to keep in mind is the topography. So yeah, fam, this is really, 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 really good information, and I'm really trying to portray to y'all. Now, if you still watching this video, man, power to you. You're gonna be successful because you want the information. Um, so listen, fam, like you see that right here? This right here, this information here, these lines show you how from here, from this line to this, from this red line, the 446 line, to that red line, the 444 red line. Um, that it's pretty much like a 2 foot drop, right? Now I'm pretty sure that it's sloped. It's not just like a drop, but it slopes from 446 to 444. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important because when these lines run through your yard, it gives you a pretty good idea of how many hills and slopes and stuff that you got on your plot. So again, fam, like I think that might be it. You know what I'm saying? But let me show y'all one more website, right? Now, this is another website. This is a FEMA website, and this is pretty much this is good so that you can um kind of get a general idea of the flood zone, the flood hazard. Again, I'm not a professional in this website. I don't know everything about this website. I just found it right before I decided to put together this video. I was having trouble kind of working it, but again, if you spend enough time on it, you might be able to work it out, and it might work better for you. Only reason I'm bringing it up is because the flood zone information that I have is specifically for Dallas County. This is specifically for FEMA, so it's federal. So I hadn't spent a lot of time on it because I don't own I hadn't bought any land outside of Dallas. So I our website works just fine, so I don't have a need for it, but it might work for you. So what I did was I didn't uh like when I tried to put in the address that I've been using for some reason, like when I first found this website, it wasn't working. Um, but I'll try it again, right? Let's see. Okay, so it's working. So right here, fam, like when I typed in the address, it's like this pretty much is showing me that ain't nothing going on. Like like it ain't no flood zone over there, right? Now, if you move on over on down, right? If you go south, or pretty much like what is that southwest? You see this huge flood zone area. All of these colors, right? Means regulatory floodway. If you look at this key down here, regulatory floodway. In all of these colors, that's pretty much a danger zone, right? So stay away from that. So, fam, in summary, I'm gonna summarize this whole video real quick for you. I just wanted to show y'all some examples, right? And I live in Dallas, so just use the information that I had, that I provided you, and apply it to your city and state and county. Share this video with somebody else. You might not even be in the market for land right now, but remember that I did this video because if you ever do decide to get into purchasing land or land banking or buying a piece of land so that you can build on it later, come back and reference this video. All right, now, fam. So thank y'all for watching this video, especially if you stuck around this long. But it's time for me to summarize this video up so I can give y'all some key points to keep in mind when it's time for you to actually get you a piece of land. So the first thing, have a goal. What are you even trying to build? What do you need land for, right? Once you figure that out, then that'll kind of give you the idea of what type of zoning you're going to need or what type of area you need to be looking into, right? So once you kind of got an idea of what it is you want, do you want to build a farm, a building, a house, whatever it is? Drive around, look for pieces of land that you think might fit that criteria, right? Or just go to Zillow.com or go to any other real estate website.com. But it's better to drive around and make offers to people who's not even thinking about selling. Then, before you even make an offer, you want to try to know as much information on the land as possible, right? You want to do your due diligence and find out what the topography is. Find out how many slopes and hills is on the lot, right? Um, you want to find out if it's whether or not it's in the flood zone, right? You want to find out how good or bad the soil is because that's going to determine what type of foundation you're going to need. All of this information you're going to need. And the reason, and another reason that it's important is because before you even contact the owner, right? Before you even contact the owner, you can have all of that information ready for negotiations, right? So that, like, knowing that information can really help you when it comes to you lowering the number, right? Or if the information is really, 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 really good, then it might be to your benefit. Like if the owner was real competitive with the offer, be like, look, man, you're gonna have to give me a little bit more than that. You might even be able to increase the amount of money that you put down on the lot if the land is really worth it. So having that information ahead of time is very important. I can't stress that enough. So do this due diligence. I really hope that you got a lot out of this video. I really do because I put a lot of time into it. I stayed up late doing it. I'm wearing a sweater because I got cold. My body doing all kind of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But again, fam, I really, really, really appreciate y'all watching this video. I hope y'all got a lot of out of it. And yeah, it's gonna be more stuff like this coming. You know what I'm saying? So again, thank y'all for watching. Holla at your boy.